check, 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need, get over the fear, and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Today is podcast episode 277. It is 5 questions sent in by real estate investors. And remember, if you have a question, send it to support@michaelquarles.com. One more time, support@michaelquarles.com. Before we get started, let me talk to you a little bit about our coaching program. Most of you know it, that if you follow this, you know that it's a 6-month program. You can stay in it. People are staying in it because of all the benefits of it. But it's a 6-month thing. It's $11.97 one-time payment or $247 a month for 6 payments. And then what's included in that is we're doing currently about 50 calls a month or classes. We have a CRM platform that you have the right to use it. Doesn't cost you any more. The Alex is my call center. Well, if you choose to, we'll answer your phone. There's a small extra fee for that, and that's understandable. That's really been cool for a lot of investors because it just frees them up to do what they do best, and that's get contracts signed. Just shortly, we're coming out with, get this, a telephone phone system, text platform, voice blast, email campaign solution all in one. And that's going to be for the coaching students. So that's going to be really, 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 really cool for follow-up marketing and email marketing and voice blast marketing and just having phone numbers just, right there at your fingertips and being able to orchestrate everything you need to orchestrate. So if you're thinking about needing some of those platforms, give the coaching program a look. I know this is the beginning of August. I know by the end of August, the price is going to go up. It just kind of has to because of all the extra things that we're adding to it. And, my goal is to have you successful as much as I can. And I want to give you all the tools I can give you, but sometimes those tools cost a little bit more. So I know the program's going to go up. So if you're wanting to jump in as soon as possible so we don't hit you with the unfortunate price increase. Here we go. Question number 1. What is a good way to introduce yourself as a wholetailer to an agent? Gosh, I think you just call the agent. First of all, to find the agent, you'd call your customer service rep at your closing company, so your escrow company or your closing company, and you ask them for a short list of prominent super producers, top producers, $1 million commission earners who are real estate brokers, agents, or realtors in the area. And then you're going to call them up and ask them a few questions. And the questions are pretty leading. You want to make sure that they can afford you. You want to make sure that they're going to give you CMAs and BPOs. Now, they may charge you for the BPO, but if they charge you for the BPO, if they in fact resell the property for you, will they reduce their commission by the cost of the BPO? That makes sense to me. But it also makes sense for them to charge you because some of the houses you won't buy that they do a BPO on. So I understand that too. You want to make sure that what commission structure do they offer, and are they willing to give the selling agent more of the commission than just equal of their side? So typically it's a 6% commission, 3% to the selling agent that it represents the buyer, 3% to the listing agent that represents the seller. I always think it's smarter to do like a 2.5, 3.5, or a 3 and a 3.5. I want to entice my buying agents or my selling agents to, show my property, so I want to give them and offer them more. Now, if the agent that I hired to list it double ends it, I'm not going to reduce any commission. I'm going to give them both sides of it. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to ask my agent if on some of the advertising that they do, if I can help, put my ads with them, because they get those rates a lot less expensively than I do, those full page ads that I don't have the luxury of buying. Maybe I can put a business card up there that says, oh, by the way, I know this guy that buys houses, kind of stuff. Because some of our sellers won't use a real estate professional. And then if they'll give me the expired list, so I can start marketing to those, that would be great too. And then ultimately, will they refer me to those listings that they won't take? They walked into the house and said, no, can't take this house. And there's houses out there that real estate agents don't want to list that need to be sold. If they can find those, those sellers are going to highly reduce their properties in the first place because they've procrastinated repairs or maintenance, or there's something in their life that causes them to have to sell it today. And that's where we come in and fix everything for them and share in that transaction. So yeah, I'm just gonna introduce myself. I I walk and talk my elevator speech. Hi, my name is Michael Quarles with I Buy Houses. We will buy houses from folks that are going through this situation, that situation, another situation. You name all the situations. Tell them how you buy houses, what to expect. And so you have to know your elevator speech, something we train on the coaching program. Great question, though. It's very important, very, very important question. Question number 2, when doing direct mail to buy and hold, do I need to add any wording to disclose that I'm a real estate agent? Even if I'm wanting to buy for personal use. That would be depending on your status. If you're just an agent, then yeah, you're going to have to do whatever your broker says you need to do. If you're a broker yourself, I don't believe that you're obligated to. I'm a broker myself, and I'm not obligated to. And I know that, by the way. I've challenged that, and I absolutely know that's a fact in California. Now, if I was a realtor, which I'm not a realtor, then the realtor status requires us to notice on our marketing that we are a realtor. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think if it's something that you think you should do, then you should do it. I can tell you that if you are a realtor, agent, or broker, and also, quote unquote, also an investor, yeah, you probably want to, because you never know if you're going to take a listing or buy a house. Well, I'm never going to take a listing. I always know I'm never going to take a listing. You cannot hire me to be your broker. Knowing that, then I'm never going to, oscillate back and forth. But I think it's unethical if you could take a listing from someone that calls you from an advertisement about buying a house, then you kind of need to. I think it's unethical not to disclose, and it's a very simple disclosure at the bottom of anything that you do. Not a big deal. Don't get hung up on it. Do what you think is how you would want to be treated, and then if you have any doubt whether you should or not, then you should. So that's pretty basic, right? Like, I know I don't need to because I know it, but if I thought, well, I don't know if I need to or not, well, then I would do it. I would disclose it just because I think it's the most ethical thing to do, because I just don't know if I should or shouldn't. So if I don't know that, then I should. If that makes any sense. Hope that helped.
Thanks for listening. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started, and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 3. How often should I plan on completing a market analysis sheet? Every 6 months or every time you enter a market? Yeah, every 6 months. And the reason for that is because if we're going to need to pull a new list, because there's going to be sufficient amount of houses that sold to somebody else, sold to us, sold to somebody else, sufficient amount of houses that have refinanced and gobbled up the equity, that's to continue to market that those addresses isn't beneficial anymore, because the cost of marketing to them outweighs the cost of a new list. So it's more appropriate to get a new list after 6 months. But before that, unless we're in a really hot market, which we're not quite there yet, 6 months is fine. Question number 4, what can you do to help convince a real estate agent to give you access to the MLS? Not a darn thing, because it's an unethical thing for them to do. They've sworn to not allow you to give them access. Now, do I know a host of real estate professionals that give people access to the MLS? Absolutely. So they're not supposed to. There's nothing you really can do. And if MLS access is paramount for you, then go get your real estate license. It's not really that hard. It's really not that hard. It's an easy test. 3 months down the road, you'll have your license. Hang it with an independent broker, mom and pop store. Doesn't care what you do. You'll be fine. Or if you qualify, if you have a 4-year college degree already, qualify, take your broker's exam. Bypass the agent status. Get that license. It's a little bit tougher of a test. You have to get more questions right. Not a big deal. Really super simple. Yeah, don't ask somebody to do something unethical. You just shouldn't do it. Question number 5. If I do not have a professional office address or business space, will this be a problem? Not really, no. That's one of the reasons I like the offices that what we call professional office space. You can rent like a little office in there, or you can rent the conference room. They have various plans, but it's a space that you can meet somebody at professionally. And you can use their address for mail, the copy machine, the coffee machine. They have a lobby. So if you have a seller meeting you at quote unquote your office, which is really not an office, it's a conference room, they're going to greet your seller for you. They're going to do all those good things for you. It's going to look highly professional for you, and you're going to spend a couple $100, $200, $300 a month. Now, if you can't afford that budget yet, which I understand, we all start somewhere. Do a UPS store, do a mailbox store, something that has a physical address that you can have a little mailbox in. I like the places that do notaries and also accept for service. So if I can meet my seller down there and I've already had a relationship with the person that works there, so I can, they know me first name, I know them first name. I meet my seller down there. I can say, Sue, Mr. and Mrs. Smith need to have this document notarized. They can do the notary for me. And if Mr. and Mrs. Smith ever have to drop off any documents for me, they can drop them off there. They'll accept service for me. So I like that kind of thing, which the post office doesn't afford you. So if you can find the little places that you can rent a room or rent a conference room, that's better. Or the UPS store. The thing you never want to do is use your home address. You never want to do that. You can get a P.O. box, and most of the time you can use the P.O. box address location. So, you have P.O. box, 1020 93333. Well, that P.O. box has an address. So call that 1000 A Street, number 1020. You'll get your mail there. Some post offices don't like you doing it that way. Most of them don't care. But with the disadvantage of the post office is, again, you don't get service. You don't have notary. You don't have the copy machine you can use there. You can't do some of the stuff that you need to do. So having that location is important. Great questions, guys and gals. I appreciate the opportunity to say hello to you guys, help you if I can. Remember, if these things are beneficial, jump on up to iTunes and give me a ranking or a review, 4 or 5 stars, whatever there are. I appreciate it. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.